Hey, yo, Trick here. We are in the training room on my Wizard Thaumaturge. I just got my second Celestial Ring. I upgraded the initiative and I had the Wrath. So, just showing you guys my setup. All I changed was I took off the 7% damage shirt, or I'm sorry, the 9% crit strike shirt, and put the damage shirt back on. So anyway, let me show you the stats real quick. Okay, so let's get these things up. We'll get these up, and then we'll take a look at it. Okay, so that's got my power with Portobello and Raptor's going to be capped. Accuracy's at 88%, and I got 2,500 ratings for Mystic Aura in there. Combat advantage is at 110, a little over, almost 111 with the Swift Synergy. So remember, you get 5% combat advantage and crit severity because of that. You know, on besides the stats that we're seeing. I'll just say 5% more. So crit strike is at 89.5. Combat advantage is at 105.3. Plus, I'm gonna get like 5.4. So we'll just call it 110. And then we're gonna have a tutor and a flapjack in the group. Plus also the pack tactics. And then for the crit severity, I'm at 116. I'm going to get 5%. So, you know, the stats are maybe 1% over, or, you know, 0.5% under, but that's pretty damn good. So, I'll show you the build. I'm sorry, the setup. I get tired of people complaining about there's so many builds out here. Dude, this is my fucking gear setup, so whatever. Crit strike with accuracy, hood. We got the crit sev, crit strike armor with the crit strike enforcement. I'm sticking with this gauntlets because, yeah, I'm not going to get the 8% accuracy in the first boss. I could fucking care less. But the 4% combat advantage is always there. And the stat ratings of accuracy and crit severity are really, really good on this. So, you know, I don't like this new arm right here. One, I don't need 5,000 crit strike. Crit strike is just, there's just too much of it. And so when you look at this, you only get 0.6% for 5 stacks. You're not getting a lot out of this. But the thing is like, you have to maintain this. So this is going to be really hard to maintain 5 stacks of this. And like the second boss. So for 6% stats that I have to maintain, because you have to do 15%, so you have to hit an encounter every one of these to keep the stacks up. So for 6% to have to keep the stack up with the crit strike that I don't like, I'm like, fuck it, dude. I really don't need it. I don't want it right now. I like my combat advantage, my 4% that I get all the time. I need the accuracy and crit severity, the ratings, and then I get the 8% accuracy on the second and third boss. So look, it's a fucking celestial. It took a lot for me to get it, so I'm sticking with it right now. I'm using Ray of Frost. I have a power and recharge, and I have a power on that. My default setup is this Night Flame, Calamity for the stamina regen, Parchment, same, Demon Skull, top rated. Scintillant +1s, Combat Advantage. So this is the new initiative that I upgraded, and had the Wrath. You know, made sure that I have all my 4 defensive um, enchantments are what I need for the ring upgrades. I went back to the damage shirt because I could fit it in the build. I got rid of the 9% crit strike, and I moved some accuracy around, and I went back to these combat advantage pants until I get something better for this crit strike. I'm still at the 142,000 that it was in the build that I did 2 days ago. I have Devil's Precision loaded. I'm going to use the Razor Flames and then the Giant Slayer. I got the Swift Energy. So again, Ray of Frost, nothing new here. Icy Rays, we're going with Swath, Rhyme Fire Weaving for the ads. Chilling Cloud, I like Scorching Burst. The Smolder works pretty good. Fireball, I wasn't using Shield. I was goofing around with that. So the ads, Fanning the Flame, I have that on R1. I don't like having Icing Terrain on R1. I am using Furious Immolation because it adds Smolder and then to everything, and then you tag one of the big giants that adds in the new dungeon with Fanning the Flame after you hit him with Fireball, and then Scorching Burst and Furious. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. There's my boons. You can pause this shit and look at it. What I did over here is my guild has the enhancement overloads that increases the damage. I know that they have like the 3,000 item level rating on this, or 3 or 4,000, whatever the guild one is. So I'm not sure how much that's going to increase, but I don't need the crit severity. So that's what I'm sticking with right now. I'll follow up on that shit. So yeah, Raptor. I'm using Celestial Lion's Presence for damage. Um, I got a drop for this new Grimoire Companion Enhancement. Common Advantage Crit Strike. Common Advantage Crit Strike. I went over to the Crit Strike 9% Precision because I had slowed reaction to reduce deflect just to get 9% accuracy for everybody, but that's when I had the Crit Strike shirt on. So I needed that 9% Crit Strike somewhere because I was able to, on my buffs, what I did for accuracy to get it capped was I went to Hot Wings from Squash Soup. So between the Squash Soup, Hot Wings, and then 2,000 more ratings on accuracy will be capped there, because Wrath is upgraded. So we'll see how precision works for 9%. It gets me 89.5. Like I said, Celestial's Light and Presence, Infernal Pounce, Providence, and Artificers. We got the Snow Tusk back with Preferred Tacticians, Cavalry's Haste, and Tennor's Hex, and the buffs we're using. I always forget about that shit. Accuracy, Common Advantage, the Sun Lords, Hot Wings, the Prime Rib, and the Flask of Potency. Anyway, this is Trick. I don't even have the I have the belt, the Spider Totem belt item. So yeah. You know what I usually use for illusions? I have the Vorpal, and then I throw that shit on too. And then fucking it. Yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. Thanks.